Hey, how we doing? It's JJ. I've come out for a day camp. Got my stubborn pack on. Another little jersey just in case it chills down a bit, but it's a really lovely day. So I'm just climbing uphill, so a bit shaky with the old tripod. I've come out for a day camp over in Hitchwood, which obviously, you know, I use this wood quite a lot. I last sort of camped here a couple of months ago with my mate Glenn. And there's a community of us here that started to sort of use this wood and start to sort of meet up. And I'm hoping to actually meet up with some of the guys in a chat group that we're all in, because we all use this wood, and specifically like the debris shelter, which I've kind of been using for the last couple of years. And I'm just coming out for a nice little day camp. I'm going to use the debris shelter and check the debris shelter out. Cook some noodles. Haven't cooked noodles in ages. One of my camp kitchen food classics from JJ Outdoors. And I'm going to use that with the Firebox and the Yugoslavian mess kit. So I'm a little bit out of breath. It's quite warm. Got a full pack on my back. Climbing uphill. Might have just spotted some chicken in the woods. Ooh, we'll come back in. Hang on. Yep. That, I believe, is a young, wow, the colour on that. A young emerging chicken of the woods. Not the cluck cluck kind, but the mushroom kind. So that's pretty cool, and that's grown on a sweet chestnut tree. That's pretty cool. Could spot that from quite a distance away, so that's a nice little find, that is. Happy days. Always good to come across something like that. So I'm going to get myself off to the debris shelter, sit down, catch my breath, and I'll bring you back in. Catch you in a bit. Yep, Hitchwood, also known as the airplane wood. It's directly over the flight path of Luton Airport, which is only about 3 or 4 miles in that direction. And at the point that they come over this wood, they're only about 150 metres above you. So filming's always quite interesting when we come to Hitch, because about every 7 to 10 minutes, airplane comes over. It's not so bad once you actually get used to it. When you're not filming, it's not a problem. When you are filming, you kind of have to do your segments, so do your timings. But it is what it is. Hitchwood is a fascinating wood, so I've been coming here for quite a few years now, and yeah, it's just brilliant. I absolutely love it here. It's part of the St Paul's Waldenbury estate, and that sort of family is where the Queen's mum, the Queen Mother, rest in peace, God bless her, she was part of that family, and she grew up around here, used to come out and spend time with her family here. So it is like a Queen's wood essentially. And I've been using this wood for quite a long time, and I say there's now like a few of us, Glenn and a few other guys that he knows. We're in like a little sort of chat group, and hopefully we'll all kind of get together in the next sort of month or two. But we regularly message, say who's going up to the wood, who's camping, what another. And one of the things that we always do is we come up and we check out the debris shelter. I've spoken about this before, I've shown you this before. It's great, you can lay down underneath that. There is a very well used fire pit area here. It's kind of almost like a permissive sort of camp that you're allowed to sort of use here. The estate warden and ranger really don't mind, you know, we're very respectful. And you know, we appreciate that, but we try to always keep the area clean and take away any rubbish that we find. So without further ado, as another aircraft comes over, I'm going to get myself a little bit of a brew going. Catch you in a bit. just as I got that going, I just put some dried out silver birch bark paper which was lying around off an old bit of a trunk just here, just to sort of keep it going. Just add another bit of that and just get it feeding. I've had a bit of rain during the week. Some of the stuff's a bit damp, but managed to source a fair bit of dry enough wood. So keep this going for a little while. Will just be a little bit smoky just because of the silver birch bark which has got some resin and that in it. Just put fire sticks on. You know, I love using the Yugoslavian mess kit because you get everything in one package. You know, you've seen me use this before, so you've got your actual cooking pot, you've got your water container, another little cup, and a secondary heating cup device, and that is full of water, but I want that water for later, so I always carry enough water. Over right on the edge. Obviously this metal handles can get quite hot. Leather gloves are a must. Off because we don't want any sparks going inside the pack. Just as another airplane goes over. Noodleicious chicken flavour instant noodles. I do love me some noodles. Get that broken up ready to go, but first of all I want this first sort of water for a brew. Spot on, spot on. I haven't seen another single soul in this wood. I think Glenn may be coming over a little bit later on, and I know he's meant to be camping out tonight. I've messaged him, I haven't heard back yet. Obviously he's at work, it's a Saturday, and yeah, if he is, I'll meet up with him a bit later. But for me, this is just a little day camp today. Check up on the debris shelter, have some noodles, and obviously just talk a little bit about that sort of fellowship that sort of comes here, and that's sort of prevalent throughout our community. People that use specific sort of woods and utilise that to the best of their abilities and their advantage, and you know, we check in on each other, and you have people regularly coming to the same spots. You can say, hey, you know, that spot's been compromised, don't go there, or you know, next time you go there, you know, I've left you some wood or stuff like that. So that's really, really good, and that's what I love. That's what I love, just kind of conversing with other friends out there. So we're going to get this brew on the go, and I'll catch you in a little bit. Kind of just let I've got a brew on the go, just kind of letting the firebox kind of die back a little bit. People do make lids that go over the top of these, but I prefer just to keep it open myself. Try and put the plastic tub over the top, trust me, it'll melt to it. I made that mistake once, managed to kind of slightly reshape it and that again, and it still works. Classic woodland stirrer. So I'm just letting that heat die back a bit, otherwise it just boils over. We don't want that all bubbling over into the stove and going over. It's trial and error when you start using these things, how they actually work best. And I've had this for a few years now. I love it. I've actually started using this and like a brass mess burner a lot more just lately. It's just a bit of old school. I like it. Spot on. Spot on. What I think I'm going to do is, because I want to eat these, if I eat it from this pot, they're going to stay nuclear hot. And that, so we'll just dispense it. He says into one of my Pilka bowls. I'm going to tuck in and enjoy. Nice. Bloody helicopters, bloody airplanes. My noodles are absolutely volcanic, so while they're just cooling down, just got one of my knives today, which is the Armour Pucko, the original Armour Pucko. There is a new one out now that I do have, and I'll be showing that in some posts all over the place. I've been asked to test and review that, but what I'm actually doing is, you can just see on this side, sorry, it's not very good. Can you see on the actual blade? Just kind of got some staining and that on it, and that's just from wood processing, and that's natural, that happens. And a great way of getting that off is one of these, which is a rubbing block. This is a Gary Flex rubbing block. Been using them for actually years and years and years, and it wasn't until I'd kind of forgotten about them actually, and it wasn't until Joe Price did a little post on one of them a little while ago. I was like, I've got those, I need to start using those again rather than the other stuff that I've been using them. And I'd forgotten how effective they are. This is the brown one, which is the softest one, and it's just absolutely perfect for just taking off just that tiny layer that sits on top, the residue. As another plane goes over the top. Just always working, same direction. What I'll do is I'll just work on a little bit one particular area. So you can now see here that that's now just gone back to being shiny. Barely touches the metal. Absolutely fantastic. Gary Flex rubbing blocks. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit. That's enough for now. I'm going to try and eat my noodles. Finally been able to eat my noodles. Cheap, basic, effective, ticks all the boxes, fills me up a little bit. Before another plane comes over, I'm going to sign out from here. Just wanted to show you a little day camp. And just as that, a message has just come through from Glenn to say I think he's coming over, so I'm going to go and catch up with him in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. Work on those communities and those friendships out there. That's what it's all about. Catch you on the next one. See you later. Bye. Mm-mm-mm.